Hey guys, what's up? This is the boy who had 7. So today's Wednesday. New releases came out today. I'm excited to start dropping these new videos so that you guys can see some of the new release titles that I am purchasing, that I am subscribed to, and that way you can make an educated decision once you watch these videos if the comic books that I'm covering are something that you want to go out and purchase for yourself. So today we are going to be talking about Batman number 39. Look at that cover. What beautiful art. And anytime you see Wonder Woman, I get excited. She is awesome, and she is making a cameo here in Batman number 39. I love it. Really quick, we got to go over some history. Earlier last year, in this comic book, Batman number 24, Batman proposes to Selina, and she says yes. How cool is that? They are engaged now. Their relationship is moving forward, so much so that she even goes out to the desert and finds Damian's mom, Talia al Ghul, and she battles her. It is an epic showdown. They are comparing with swords and with words who each other and who is a better fit or an equal to Batman, and Catwoman bests her. What a great comic. These are things that you guys need to read. They're super amazing. Then the next thing that we see are these friends going out on a double date. Batman number 37. Batman, Catwoman, Clark, Superman, and Lois Lane. They end up going to a fair, and the fair is superhero day. And so Batman and Superman switch clothes, and Catwoman and Lois Lane switch clothes, and they go as each other. It is hilarious. It's a great read. You get to see into Catwoman's psyche and why she loves Batman and what she's thinking and feeling about him. The last page on this story, the last panel, is absolutely epic. Really quick for parents, there's some maybe immodest things in here that you might want to make sure you look through this comic with your kids so you can flip through those things that you don't want them seeing if that's a concern of yours. So their relationship's developing, and then we get this awesome annual Batman annual number 2. Look at that beautiful picture. There's something to be said about the art, the way that Batman is falling and that he is reaching for Selina. This comic book, it gives you a view into their life and what goes on with their relationship. I picked this up at the comic book store on my way home from work. Then I picked up my daughter and my son. We sat out in the car and we finished this comic book together. We couldn't even get out and go inside. It was so good. All 3 of us had tears running down our face by the time this comic book was over. You guys have to read it. I went inside, had my wife read it, had my other kids read it, had my sister read it, my brother-in-law read it. Everybody in my family read this because it's awesome. So you see this whole idea of Batman and Catwoman coming together and being in love, changing for each other, understanding how they fit together. It's just a beautiful orchestra of their relationship. And so then we get Batman number 39. And when I read this over the weekend, I had to jump on Instagram and tell people what was going on. This comic blew my mind. It's super cool, but there's something in it. I'm like, no, please don't happen. So let's dive into it right away. The first thing that we see is Jim Gordon. He's sitting in his office talking on his phone. He's talking to actually Barbara, his daughter, who most of you know is Batgirl. And as he's sitting there talking to her, the bat signal comes on, and he's like, what the heck? I'm in charge of that. Who's turning that on? I've told you guys. If I've told you once, I've told you twice. You can't turn this on. It's me. He goes outside, up on the balcony, and what does he find? Take a look at this. He finds Wonder Woman. Look at how awesome she looks next to the bat signal. He's like, what can I do for you? She's like, I need to talk to Batman alone. And he's like, okay, let me call him. And then look at this. She's like, actually, he's right behind you. That's Batman for you. I love this guy. He is so awesome, always appearing and disappearing without people noticing. He's amazing. So Batman's like, what's going on, Diana? What can I help you with? And she's like, okay. She says, the gentleman has contacted me. He is ready. Are you? So right away, you're like, who's the gentleman and ready for what? And the very next page, we see this. We get this explanation. The hordes of the Gehenna forever try to break our realm. Their numbers derive from the sin of man, and so their numbers are endless. However, thankfully, forever standing between the apocalypse and our existence is, and then you get this beautiful picture, the gentleman. Look at this guy in his chain mace. Look at him in his absolutely cool armor. So this guy is the gentleman. What you find out is that on the other side, through this realm, this realm that's connected to Earth, there are these demons that are spawned by the sins of man. And our sins, guys, let's be honest, they're endless. We sin all the time, and every time we sin, a new demon pops up. And this guy is on the other side of the doorway between Earth and this realm, fighting constantly and endlessly. So Batman and Wonder Woman join him in this battle. They fight with him for a while, and they promise him, one of these days we're going to come back and we're going to give you a break. We're going to give you a respite. We're going to take over for you. You're going to go take a break, and then you can come back and do your thing, and we'll go back to Earth and protect our lands. And so Wonder Woman's saying, hey, it's time. There's this vow that we made, and he's ready for us to fulfill it. So Batman's got to go fill in his fiance. He's got to tell her he needs to go fight these endless hordes. She's wondering, well, why can't Clark go? Clark is like way stronger than you. And then Batman's like, well, actually, in this realm, none of our powers work. And so Wonder Woman and I are actually the two best hand-to-hand fighters. And so we're going to go and we're going to do this because Clark would actually be at a disadvantage without his powers and his abilities. And so Catwoman's like, okay, so what do you want me to do? He's like, I want you to watch this guy. We're going to switch places, and you just hang out with him, take care of him, and have him return when it's time. And so Catwoman's like, okay, and then look at this. So Batman comes out, and he's in this armor. Looks like a Bat Knight with the awesome Batmobile behind him. And then look at Catwoman's face. She just starts to smirk. But look how beautiful she's drawn. I mean, look at those eyes. My wife would love the makeup from all the YouTube tutorials she watches. I mean, look at those green eyes popping out. She's just drawn beautifully. And then she laughs at him and says, you look ridiculous. And so the next thing we see is Wonder Woman opening up this realm, and they switch places, and this is what they're fighting. They're fighting this dragon, looked like a hydra with many heads, and they are going at it, battling all the time. And so meanwhile, this gentleman comes, and look at this picture. He's like, Catwoman's up in a tree like a cat. She's like, don't worry, they left you a suit. And then he looks up at her. He's like, are you a demon? And she's like, no, well, at least not today. So Catwoman, she's always in between good and bad. And so she takes him, and she's watching over him. And then we get this panel. And as soon as I turned to this page, I was worried. And let me explain to you why, okay? You have this dialogue. You miss her, and then you see Wonder Woman cleaning up her bloody body, her bloody hands. And then she's like, yes, you must, I think. However long it has been, how can you not? And then this page. Look at the drawing here. She's meant to look attractive. She's meant to look feminine. She is, the artist put her in a pose that is attractive. And so right away I'm like, no, this cannot happen. I mean, this is Batman looking at her. She cannot be looking like this. No, no, no. She says, you love her? You will marry her. And here you are without her, with me. Oh, man. In my head, I'm like, no, this is not right. This cannot happen. So I'm like, well, let me turn the page and see what's going on. And so I've got to switch some pages here. I can't show you guys everything because of copyright laws. But the next thing I'm going to show you is we see them battling still. And then Wonder Woman's thinking, how long has it been? And Batman says, too long. And so something's going on. And we have Catwoman talking with the gentleman. And she says, how long have you been gone? And he says, a year, a little more maybe. And she says, but Batman said, he thought you weren't fighting for thousands of years? And he says, yes, thousands of years. But time is different there. You do not age, but time passes. And then Catwoman's like, but... And then she's like, they've already been gone for hours. How long? And this is her worry. How long have they been gone on the other side? She's only been with this guy for a couple hours. But how long have they been? And here's the answer. 10 years? And Batman says, at least. And then Wonder Woman's like, we've tried. We must concede. We cannot open the gate without him. And he does not come. And then Batman's like, yeah. And they're sitting around this campfire just talking. It's been 10 years, just the two of them together. And then so then perhaps this is everything, all of our life. I mean, the hordes are everlasting, Batman says. And then she's like, and all we have forever is you and me? Yeah. You know, even without the pointy ears, you don't look so bad. And then he's like, yeah, and look at that. They are moving in for a kiss. No, don't do it. Do you realize the history between Batman and Catwoman? She just fought Talia al Ghul for you, and if you break her heart this way, it's gonna break her, and she's gonna turn into a supervillain that wants to kill you. Don't do this to Catwoman. Oh man, I'm just after finishing reading this, I was just blown away. I'm freaking out, waiting for the next comic book to see what's gonna happen. Guys, this is an awesome storyline. I am a huge lover or sucker for romance. I am and just digging this comic book so much. If you like it, go pick it up. Thank you for watching. Please comment down below and let me know what you think about Batman number 39. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your guys' time. Have a great night.